Hey guys, welcome back to another review video. Today I'll be doing an updated review on Ride of Steel, mainly because the old one was horrible.
Those are awesome, then you slam into the brakes. So more honestly, this ride's pretty awesome. I'd probably get it about 8 out of 10.
Yikes. Hey, before we begin, I'd just like to make sure you're all subscribed because over 40% of you watching aren't subscribed. It would really help me out if you just hit that red button below. It's just that easy. Now that you're subscribed, let's hop into this review. This ride holds a very special place in my heart, as it was the first really good roller coaster I ever rode. I have over 70 rides on this coaster today. I've ridden it more than any other coaster. This is the first ride you'll see as you drive into the park. It looks absolutely massive on the skyline. This coaster has its own little pathway as it's close to the entrance of the park. Once you pass through the numerous switchbacks and enter the station that would have been overcrowded, but in 2020 should be relatively empty. After you board, you'll buckle your seatbelt and pull down your T-bar, which is very free and open. So as long as you don't get stapled, it should be an awesome experience. To start off the ride, you make a sharp turn out of the station. Then you come up the slow 208-foot lift hill, which makes you feel like you're on top of the world. It gives an incredible view of the water park, hotel, and surrounding area. If you're sitting towards the front of the train, you'll get a sharp pop of ejector air time. If you're sitting toward the back of the train, it'll speed up at the top of the hill and you'll get some sustained ejector air time as you plunge down the 205-foot drop. However, if you aren't in the front few rows, you will notice a strong rattle. It feels like a vibration as if you're shifting from side to side on the track. After the drop over the water, you get an amazingly intense bank turn that nearly flips you on your side. It feels like you can touch the stones piled up next to you. Then you go through a float airtime hill. Unfortunately, you don't really get any airtime anywhere in the train. You get a little pop of airtime as you enter the iconic first helix. It's drawn out, but it's fairly intense. I've grayed out on it on hot days. Then you hit the straight track over the water, which gives you an awesome sense of the ride's speed. Then you hit the best part of the ride, which is the amazing full ejector airtime hill. This hill is very abrupt in the front, and it gives strong ejector airtime. In the back, it's much more gradual. It starts out as floater and slowly transitions to ejector as you descend the hill. Then you get the second helix, which is basically the same as the first helix, and then you hit a quick ejector hop before entering a twisted airtime hill. Something funny my dad noticed once is that the hill actually sways as the train passes over it. Then you hit the double ejector airtime hill finale in the very short brake run. My opinion on this ride goes like this. This coaster is revolutionary for its time. It was one of the tallest coasters in the world when it was built. That's why I believe the layout is pretty weird. This coaster paved the way for coasters like Superman the Ride and Millennium Force in the future years. This coaster doesn't compare to most of the newer Intamins, but it's still a great ride. That really is the main reason people visit this park. Ride of Steel was closed the day of my last visit in 2019. The park just wasn't the same. It just felt like a bunch of clone rides that sucked. This ride literally still brings in the crowds for Darien Lake, even 21 years after it opened. If I had to rate this, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason I took off a point is because of the weird layout and the rattle. I'll be doing a video on the history of Darien Lake and the effect that it had on the industry on Friday, so I'll cover this coaster's history more then. Some other notes I'd like to make are this coaster is in desperate need of a paint job. The paint looked great in 1999, but I don't think it's been touched since. Also, like every other coaster at Darien Lake besides Tantrum, this ride only runs one train, so expect a line on the weekends. If I had to recommend a seat to ride in, I'd probably recommend the front because it's the smoothest row and it delivers the strongest airtime. The back has a rattle but offers more floater airtime. It gives you more airtime on the drop. So it really depends on what you want to experience. All in all, this coaster is my favorite roller coaster in the park, and it deserves more praise in my opinion. It even ranks in my top 20 favorite roller coasters. That about wraps up my thoughts on this awesome Intamin Hyper. Do you agree with these opinions or am I totally wrong? Leave all those thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing for more great reviews and Darien Lake content. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.